Okay, now we're live, man.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I'm here with Hannah Pell. Hannah, how you been, man? Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Yeah.
good. What you been up to?
Hanging out, being a mom.
Hanging out, being a mom. How did we meet?
High school.
Yeah, high school. Was
Yeah.
was I the coolest kid in high school?
You were a hellion.
Yeah. I remember when I first met you, I was super, super nervous and I didn't have any friends yet. Making friends was hard for me.
No, it was.
Yes, I promise it was. So for like the first
Did you feel like you were awkward?
very, very awkward. And I didn't mean to be. But like I remember when I went to school in Sylvania, I would like ask people like, you be my friend?
Oh, you did.
I promise you I did, man. I didn't get like kind of even comfortable and out of my like shell until after boot camp. And that was just because people thought that like,
You were cool because you went to boot camp.
yeah, why is that a thing where we live? Why is it like why are girls like, man, I'm gonna date that loser? And other kids are like, man, that's a cool guy.
Probably
Who's that?
because all the generations before us think it's cool.
That's awful, really.
Yeah, I know. We should not let our daughters think that's cool.
If my kids start getting in trouble and like they think it's gonna be like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna so I got a pretty funny story. My uncle Charles and them,
Yeah.
you know them. So they Charles and Thomas left school one day. They cut out early. And their dad, Steve, you remember Steve or no?
No.
That's Gina's dad.
Okay.
So Steve walked in, he's dead now, bless him and stuff. But he walked in, he said he had to come home from work and he said, y'all skipped school today? And they said, yeah, Daddy. Yeah, we did. And he started laughing. He was like, oh man, that is hilarious. That's awesome. That's really funny. And then they started laughing. And then he started beating the piss out of them.
Because it really wasn't funny.
No, he belted them and shit. He like beat their ass, And so finally he quit laughing, quit whooping them and stuff. And he goes, all right, boys, look, can't be skipping school. He said, but it was pretty funny what you did. It was pretty funny. Y'all laughed, you fucked them. You just walked out, right? And they started laughing again. He beat the shit out of them again.
Just beat them till they get it.
Yes. And he goes, so that's pretty funny, right? And they go, no, Daddy, no.
What funny?
He left them alone, man. He walked out, and as far as I know, they didn't ever skip school again. So did you always go to school at Ider?
Always 13 years.
Okay, so 13 years. What do you mean?
I stayed there the whole 13
Kindergarten
years.
counts as a year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, you failed a grade.
Yeah. No.
I only made it to like 10th grade.
You quit?
Yeah, I got my GED and stuff. But so the whole time at school for you, was Miss Vaughn always there when you were there?
Yes.
So you were like under
supervision the entire time.
Okay.
But that didn't matter.
No, you were still getting in trouble.
Yeah.
I remember. When did you first like start getting in a little bit of trouble at school, or was it just kind of always?
I think about 7th grade.
Yeah.
You get to that high school building, and it's like,
I'm gonna smoke cigarettes behind the bleachers.
yes.
I'm gonna dip and drink.
Yes.
Why
are we like that?
I don't know. I think honestly, there's nothing to do in Ider.
We're bored.
Yeah. So like, what was there really to do? You could go watch football on Saturday, and then what was everybody doing after the game?
Going to the pond.
Yeah, to get drunk and
Yeah.
jump off buildings and shit. So I think for that area, I don't hate football. I really don't. I don't care for it. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
But when I really think about it, in Ider, Fife, all these areas and especially Ider though, there's almost nothing there. But every kid that's in that high school kind of age to play football and stuff,
Yeah.
they do. And like they're probably kind of convinced that they're going to get like a scholarship or
Yeah, they build them up.
anything, because like they're pumping them up. I know they are.
Yeah.
And then like after so they spend all those years playing football, getting them head injuries and stuff. And then like all they do after a game, and most of the time they lose more often than not.
Yeah.
More often than not, they're losing, then they go and get drunk.
Yeah.
So they think like there's no real goal to set. There's nothing extra to do. There's no one teaching them how to set goals and make things happen. They're just teaching them how to run.
Yeah, and they're running them into the ground to the point where they do get injured, and then usually before high school's even over, they're addicted to pills or something.
So are they getting the pills? So you brought the pills up. Are they getting the pills from people they know, or does the doctor just like, man, you're jacked up, son?
I think both.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So why do you think pills are such a problem around here then?
Something to do.
Something to do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I ate one and I was like, this is all right. Nothing happened. And all of a sudden I started eating Seroquels,
Yeah, that's wild.
And son, Seroquel's a trip, son.
Yeah.
I didn't know it. I was like 15. Remember Bink?
No.
Blake Coney?
No, I don't remember him.
He went to school at Ider for a little
yeah?
bit, for like a year or two.
I'm burnt out, Sam.
Oh, yeah, me too. But his I hate to even throw him under the bus, but he had a relative giving him a lot of Seroquel but she would also give us Seroquel.
Yeah.
So like me and Jeffrey Fortin, Cole Howell, all these people, man, we would just eat a lot of Seroquel and then go be alive at like the movie theater at 15 years old. Yeah. Well, she ended up, what he started doing was saving his Seroquels. And then one night, man, he ate them all.
Oh, no.
And he's dead now. He's dead as a doorknob. And he was like,
really?
Yeah, he was like 18 when he died. Can you hear me? If you're having a hard time, you can cut up, down.
I had it back a little bit.
I got you, big dog. So I hear, what about old Kenny, though?
Kenny Young?
Kenny Young, man.
I'm so proud of him.
What about Kenny, man?
He's awesome.
Heck yeah. So I see you all the time saying, I'm so proud of you and stuff.
He was a key factor in my recovery, I'd say.
Well, elaborate on it a little bit. Go ahead.
He's just encouraging to see somebody like him turn his life around and do something like productive and beneficial for the community. Yeah, that's just encouraging.
And I tell everybody anytime we talk about Kenny, you had to have seen Kenny. Like if you look at Kenny now, man, that's a healthy guy.
Yeah.
Cut the volume down. If you see Kenny now, super healthy, big, kind of yoked up, a little chunky, but good chunky.
Yeah.
Like I'm chunky fat. He's chunky like, no, you're supposed to be a big guy. His dad's big, family's big. And I saw Kenny, I would just see him around places when I was like 14, 15. I wasn't doing I was doing my own bad stuff, but we weren't doing
He was always at the ballparks with us.
I never seen him at the ballparks.
You didn't?
Not that I remember, no.
Austin played with Hayden, so.
Okay. Now, I didn't ever like dabble in, meth or anything like that. It's a miracle kind of that I didn't because of how easy it is. So, anyway, first I'll get on that in a second. But with Kenny and stuff, you look at him, man, and he was like, he don't look like the same person today.
No, he doesn't.
He don't even like, you could tell he was a zombie. You could tell he looked like a skeleton. It was just weird. Yeah. Nice, always polite. Never took nothing from me. Never assaulted me. Never said anything out of line to me.
Yeah.
Always, hey, brother, how are you, man? I see you doing the fight, giving big hugs and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thanks, Kenny. Love you, buddy. I don't really know you, but thanks, man.
How do you not love that guy?
You got to be a piece of shit if you don't like Kenny. You got to be scum of the earth if you don't like Kenny. And I don't know, man. I really am proud of that guy, seeing what he's doing and stuff like that. But I was going to say something I forgot. I hear a thing all the time. It's out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know what it means, kind of. But what does it mean? No. We're going to skip that first. No, go ahead. What does out there mean to you?
I've been out there.
What does that mean?
High as a kite. Out of my head, not knowing who I am. I was way out there, far out there.
Like 1,000-yard stare almost like looking at yourself sometimes, or no?
Almost, yeah.
That's crazy, man. Seeing people in the woods?
Oh, yeah.
And they weren't there.
No, bush people, drones coming to get me. Yeah.
And even if they weren't there.
I remember hiding in a closet for, I want to say 12 hours. Like, well, they're coming to get me. They put me in a car and rode me around, and when we got back to the place where we were staying, I was like, oh yeah, this is where I live. And they was like, you literally just told us you didn't know where you were at.
Oh God.
It's embarrassing.
Well, yeah, but it happens. And people can say whatever they want to. There's plenty of people around here drinking to excess. There's plenty of people around here cheating on their wives. There's plenty of people
at least I can admit to it.
Yeah, a lot of people won't. A lot of people won't. So out there is just this, man, crazy space of mind. Now, as far as me being out there, the only thing that I've ever done that I would say out there is mushrooms. And I don't mean like I'm gonna go steal anything. I just mean like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Whoa, what's going on? I was looking at myself one night in a mirror through a window. Like I was looking out the window, and then back in the window is me.
Oh yeah. Out of body experience.
Yes, man. Terrified. Cool. So on the out there and stuff, we know there's like meth and things like that. The next question is pretty good, I think. I've been thinking about it for a while. So, and I've said something similar to other people, but if we're sitting here right now, and I decided, hey, I want some meth. I want some right now. Uh-huh. And I put on Facebook, who's got the rock? How long? I'm going to get a couple of messages. Hey, what the hell's the matter with you? What do you mean?
Yeah.
How long before I get somebody goes, hey, man, I got this?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, son. 3 minutes. That's crazy because I've been putting it at 30. I've been in about like 30 minutes, man. I have a bag.
30 minutes max, but as many people as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
So this place used to be Salt Capital of the World. We used to have the band Alabama. We used to have this, and this. Now all we've got is a bunch of factories. And I love the factories. They give us jobs, things like that. But that's all we have.
Yeah.
And we're not the Salt Capital of the World anymore. Now we're Meth Mountain.
Yeah, literally.
So why is meth such a thing here? Why is it so easy to get here? Who's bringing that in? You don't have to say names, just an idea.
Our county officials, I'd say. I think they help a lot because they make money off of it.
Elaborate, please.
What do you mean elaborate?
Just speak as freely on that as you want to. What do you mean?
I just feel like not everybody that is so against drugs is so against drugs. Police, they'll scam you in a heartbeat. You know?
Yeah. Make them a little dollar.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to sling that up the road.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it out and let you go.
And maybe not our judges, but our court systems, they definitely thrive off seeing people fail.
And I think you're right.
Whenever I was arrested June 6, 2017 for the last time. And whenever they finally let me out, they put me on misdemeanor probation in Marshall County, state probation in DeKalb County, and community corrections. That's 3 programs at one time.
How much is that a month?
Whew. Community corrections was $150 a month. State probation was $40, and I want to say misdemeanor probation was $40 as well. So
what was the first one? 40, 40, and what?
$150.
40, 40, and 150. So that's.
So they're expecting you to get a job to be able to pay for all that, but also be able to leave your job so you can go take a drug test and report once a month for the reporting, and then whenever for color code.
That's $230 a month.
Yeah, they're setting you up for failure.
And then I get a ton of people calling me all the time, like, "Hey man, can you guys work with me on my probation? Like, I might need to leave early and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Well, no, we can't let you leave early."
Yeah.
Why do you think they charge so much money? And so how long were you on that?
Community corrections, I was on that 2 years. That I did a 18-month sentence on 20 years. And
wait, 20 years?
Yeah.
So you were gonna do like 20 years in prison?
If I messed up, yes.
Good God.
Yeah. So that was that, and then state probation, I think I was on that for a year, and same with misdemeanor. Actually, misdemeanor was just till I got it paid off, and I did that pretty quick.
So $230 a month for how many months again?
18.
For 18 months.
Or longer.
230 times 18. We can find a number on that.
Uh-huh.
So that's $4,000, and they do that to probably hundreds of people a month.
Go down there to color code and take a drug test and see how many people are sitting there waiting to pee.
Just the whole time. Now I did reach out to them for an interview.
Oh yeah, did anybody get back with you?
No, they told me no.
Look, I totally believe
Like,
that I believe color code is definitely a money racket. But if it wasn't for Michael Roebuck down there, I don't think I would have made it.
Now elaborate on Roebuck.
He's a cool guy. I really like that guy. He's just like a dad, you know. He needs a job.
Yeah.
He's good at that job. He's also a recovering addict as well. He had problems back in the day, so I could relate to him. He's a good guy.
That's awesome. And everybody does need a job. And I have blown the speaker out. I blew a speaker up.
How do you know?
Because you sound amazing. Mm-hmm. And I sound like, I can hear it. You know what I mean? I've messed the speaker up and my cord's dead. It's one or the other. I mean, it's going to pick us up. It's just, if I go really loud, you hear that?
Oh, yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. See, it's crazy. I don't know. Damn, I don't know what I did. It's whatever. They can hear me. Mm-hmm. As long as I don't scream. Yeah. Or talk with any crazy stuff. Now, Roebuck's got a son, right?
He's got Michaela Roebuck is his daughter. Caleb.
Caleb's yoked.
Yeah.
Caleb is yoked up, right? He's like a pretty jacked kid, played football and stuff.
Yeah, college football. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's got a little one. He started all over again.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's why I got fixed. We're not trying to do that anymore. I remember I met Caleb when I was younger. Not younger, but it was like the first or second year that we was in Henniger training. Mm-hmm. And he came in and I'm just not athletic. I don't really have, I don't work out. Right. The only workouts I've ever done is fight stuff. Yeah. So I can mess you up, but it just might not feel very bad. But he came in, I got to spar with him and stuff. And man, that kid was just so athletic. Was his dad an athlete in school or?
I think he was.
That's pretty cool, man. That's neat. He seemed like a nice enough kid. And like you said, he just needs jobs. He just needs a job.
Lynn Roberts worked there too. I think she went to Scottsboro City, but she worked there too, and she was awesome. I'd go to lunch with them too.
Yeah, okay.
They're pretty cool. I don't think they're I don't think the workers there are the man behind the madness.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the person that owns community color code, but
Yeah. Well, because everybody's got to have a job.
yeah.
But if they're making like $4,000 a month or $4,000 a year off one person, 100 people, it keeps adding up to like $400,000, millions of dollars. At one point in time, there was people that were like, they were getting them looked into. Now you can make a public records request, and we're going to, because I want to know where the money goes.
Yeah.
We deserve to know.
It goes in his pocket.
Yeah. Who's that?
I think his name's Stacy. I don't know what his last name is.
His name is Stacy.
I think so.
Stacy, we need to speak about this and your parents for naming you Stacy. No, that's why he's mad at everybody, because his parents named Stacy.
You think so?
Well, yeah, boy named Sue, Johnny Cash. I'm not hating.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
he's angry. If it is going in his pocket, that's kind of crazy to me. If it's going to like his buddies and stuff, their projects and things like that, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I
think it should be, if anything, should be going into the recovery community.
I was going to say that. So at any point when you were doing all this, did you go, man, I'm really getting clean? When you were doing the color code and that, were you like, that's making me clean?
Accountability, it's good for accountability. And I needed that at that point. Was it the reason that I stayed clean? No.
Okay. So
because I felt before I was consistent, I messed up on color code maybe once or twice before. So color code's not going to work until you're ready to say, okay, I quit. Hold me accountable. I'll be here when you call my color.
Okay.
It's a choice.
Well, I can see that. I can see I would stay more clean if like, hey, if you don't, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
But like, again, when I was working at the jail, we would take people in and we would take people in to their meetings. This was when COVID had happened. So we would take people not to court, but we would take them into this side room and they would have court. Now, which one is Roebuck?
He is the tall, white guy.
Slick back kind of?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, now, I don't have a problem with him. And I know if you say he's a nice guy, I carry a lot of weight with if you say someone's good or not. I really do, because I respect you. I love you. But the guy that I saw, he would bring people in and we'd sit down and he'd go, hey, how are you? Very quick to the point. Now, granted, he has a job to do and there's a bunch of people to get through.
Yeah.
And he'd say, well, what's your drug of choice?
Oh, you're talking about John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people would go, well, I don't have a drug of choice. I just messed up and got DUI. I was drinking. He goes, all right, man, you can sit in there a few weeks. I can't help you. Next. And then the guy that he was talking to would go, well, wait, what? And that guy, what's his name?
John Rice.
Maybe. I don't want to lie.
Wear a suit and tie, kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I just don't want to lie. And that be a good
else.
guy, and then this guy be an ass. And they would go, well, no, man, I don't have a drug problem. He would go, well, I don't help people that don't got a drug problem. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you get off drugs. So we'll see you later. You can think about it. And he'd send them on. But instead, what would happen was they would go, well, no, man, I guess I do got a problem with pills. I do got a problem with alcohol.
Change their mind.
Yeah, I got a problem. He goes, we can get you out tomorrow. You come on down here, sign up for color code, and you're free out the door.
Really?
Yeah, and man, we'd write them out that day.
He come to the jail?
No, it was on computer. We'd call in.
Yeah, initial appearance.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, initial appearance, and he'd say, "We'll get you out right now," and that's how he'd do it. And I'm like, dude, I know I watched you rack
as
up.
long as you report within 24 hours. Right?
Yes, and we'd let them go. Send them on. Go up there.
I wish I would have got that lucky.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's different. So speaking about, I'm just saying, like, he's racking up on people that are just normal people,
Right.
just like just messed up a
People
little.
that don't even have a problem.
Yeah. Now I will say this. I know some of what you've done, and you can put that out or not. Everybody knows in newspapers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like with Will. Will, y'all were running around being crazy for a while. What about Will? Is he a good person, or is he just like this scummy piece of shit?
I feel like he's a good person.
It's easy to mess up around here, and he don't want to sit in a factory. He don't, man.
No, he doesn't.
We've had him jobs.
I don't think Will was made for around here.
I don't either. And I'm telling him all the time to leave.
Yeah.
Because like he is a larger than life personality. He
doesn't belong around here.
No.
I mean,
and they don't appreciate what he can be.
Yeah.
He could be crazy on TV. So much stuff.
Yeah.
He's
he's funny as hell.
Yes. Eccles is on TV now.
Oh yeah.
Will was set to fight him at my Jacksonville show. I'm not saying Will would have won. I'm saying he could have, That
Very-
cat's. I've never held a pad for
Great
someone. And,
potential.
yeah, I've never held a pad for someone, and they kick it and me go, "Oh, I almost pissed on myself." He did. I was like, "Oh shit."
He means business.
Yes,
He's
dude.
good at that.
Yes, and he never really had any real coaches around here. He had coaches and stuff. He had the same coaches I did, but until Jeff, he never had a coach that was really going to be able to.
Take him to the next
Yeah,
level.
man. Until he had Jeff, and then when Jeff left, time with me, I put myself lower than Jeff, and
Yeah.
Jeff would say don't. But Jeff, everything he taught me, I just tried to pass on,
Right.
and that's all I was doing with him. I mean, I knew it was
He
rough.
was doing so good with you there for a minute.
I know, man. And well, when it got rough, he stopped coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, and I'd talked to him a few times. I'd say, look, man, I ain't your daddy. I said, I ain't even your brother. I said, love you like one. I said, but I ain't shit to you. I said,
Right.
I can't beat you up probably. I said, all this stuff. I said, but dude, you've got all this potential in the world, and you're over here with sores on you and shit.
Yeah.
I said, we ain't seeing you, so you ain't really gonna beat nobody.
We know what's up.
Yeah, like what's going on? And I think he just wasn't coming because he didn't want us to be associated.
Yeah.
And man, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I know he's not a bad person. I know what he's done. I know he's stole from people and stuff. And that's in the paper. I ain't putting nothing out, and I wouldn't. I had a meeting with him the other day. I called him. We had face to face
Oh, yeah?
because he's my
How
buddy.
is he?
I think good. He looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kenny's gonna make a really big push to last strike it at his place,
Oh,
man.
yeah?
He's gonna make a push. Kenny is because Kenny's man. I think.
Will's gotta want to stay though.
Yeah, he's got to want to stay and get away from Ashley. And I like Ashley. She's nice. But stay away from Ashley and really anybody around here because they're all with you.
Jamie, stay away
Yeah.
from Jamie.
Who's Jamie?
Jamie Arsenault.
Oh, yeah, Arsenault's not no good.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Just piece of shit. He's gonna make you steal from people.
If you want to get clean, you cannot hang out with the same people you got high with. You cannot go to the same places, and you cannot do the same shit.
So if Will goes to Auburn, Opelika with Kenny,
Mm-hmm.
right there in Opelika is one of the biggest MMA gyms, at least as far as people that are coming in the world.
Cool.
It's a Cage Fit. They've got Anderson Silva. You know who that is that comes out for seminars. You don't know Josh Barnett, but Josh Barnett comes out for seminars. Josh Barnett's former UFC champion, pro wrestler, all this crazy stuff. But Anderson Silva, everybody knows. And he goes up there for seminars. Yes, but it's Brazil. It's awesome. I told Will, I said, what I would do if I was you, I would move from here. I'd go there. I'd just stay there. Get Kenny to find me a job, and I'd stay. On the subject of Kenny, man, I think Kenny, but with Will, I think he's got a lot of talent given to him, a lot of hard work put in because we did make him better and stuff. But he's got to want to do it. I know he's not a bad person and I tell people
He
all the
was on
time.
such a good streak.
He was, man. He was. Well, that Budka fight. When he lost to Budka at home. Now, Budka's like an NCAA state champion wrestler. Dylan Budka's probably the best fighter on the regional scene, probably in the world right now, because he's fighting like twice a month. He's just beating the shit out of everybody.
You're allowed to fight twice a month?
If you get hit or hurt, no.
Oh, okay.
But if you go in and smoke a cat out, hey, I'll take another one next week. Well, we got to give you 7 days. All right, put me on the next one. Yeah, they will.
Cool.
And he's running them, man.
Yeah.
And he's beating everybody. It was just he beat Will too. He had a whole lot more time than Will did. He's got a whole lot different background to fall on. We all knew, if it stayed standing, Will could win. We knew it was going to be pretty hard otherwise. And that's almost all the time. But the thing is, like, people are going to pay to watch Will fight. And another thing people don't associate with it is pro wrestling. Pro wrestling and MMA are way connected, man. They've been connected for 50, 100 years. It's always been around. So he couldn't have done that too. Yeah, he could have. He just had to put them both together. But I know he's not a bad person as far as because when he stopped coming to see us, and I think it was partly just that we didn't associate.
Mm-hmm.
We wasn't getting looked at.
Yeah.
But then he worked the show for us, and we could tell he looked rough. We saw the sores. We saw his skinny. Other people was asking us.
Yeah.
And we was like, don't worry about it. Shut the hell.
Mind your
up.
business.
Yeah, leave him. Are you going to ask him? Leave him alone.
No.
And so we had to send him with some money. We sent him with $300 to get some stuff that we needed picked up. Vicky came to me. I think Vicky did. It might have been Rebecca, but somebody came to me and said, hey, who do you want us to send to get it? Everybody's busy. I said, well, send Will. Will's good. And they said, that's $300. I said, that's all right. I'll get the change back.
Yeah.
Will's gone. And I thought about it maybe for a split second because I knew he was in kind of rough shape.
Yeah.
But a split second, man.
Yeah.
There's been sober people that I know that a lot of people around here know that shorted me a whole lot more than $300.
Right.
And I thought about
your change back though, right?
I thought about it for a split second, man. My change was in my hand about 15 minutes. I
Yeah.
said, no, I should never even thought it. And it was always that way. So again, some people shorted me like $7,000 on tickets. You know who you are. I ain't even gonna say your name. They shorted me a lot of money on tickets. But Will, man, he'd come up to me and I'd just tell him he could just hand me and tell me what it is. And he'd say no. And he'd go dollar
Count
for
that
dollar,
out.
man.
Yeah.
He's a cool cat, man. I know he loves me to death, and I want him. I hope if Kenny's able to work some kind of magic, I hope it goes. I just want his life to be good. And it can't be around here. If he got out here, he'd be strung out in 2 weeks just because it's how it is. And on the subject of Kenny, man, you think Kenny can probably preach miracles over people or no? You think we might see a miracle out of Kenny? You think we might see some blind person see or something? Because, man, I feel like that sometimes. You think that's possible in the Bible? Even
I feel
not
like
with
he's
Kenny.
definitely connected.
I do too. He's got some kind of vibe to him right now.
Yeah.
So even past the Kenny thing, do you think it's possible to preach a miracle, man?
Don't you?
I ain't never seen one. I do though. God's done some crazy stuff in my life. He's let me do a lot of good stuff in my life, and I definitely believe if anybody's gonna do it, he is.
I feel like I'm a walking miracle.
I think so too, man.
I barely skipped the grave. If you would have seen me before they threw me in that jail.
Now I saw pictures sometimes, man. You look like a zombie at one point. Now you're healthy, man.
I mean, anybody that's on IV drugs, I mean, that's a whole different kind of demon. I'm not saying snorting drugs or eating drugs is not bad, because it is, but when you start shooting that crap in your veins, that's a whole different kind of demon to fight. So I feel like it's a miracle when anybody can say, hey, I'm a recovering IV drug addict.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. At what point did you go, all right, this ain't it, man? At what point did you go, this ain't it? This ain't that shit. What the hell am I doing? At what point was that? What was the awakening?
When my biological dad, he wasn't ever in my life. So when my mom quit talking to me, she cut me off.
She's so mad.
Yeah, Granny still talked to me some, but
yes. She was praying at you.
Yeah. Whenever I really hit rock bottom is when I had to depend. I was in jail for 6 months.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 6, 7. That was rock bottom. That's a lonely feeling. You're there. There's no bond. The judge isn't letting you out. Your mom's not talking to you. You've got to depend on somebody who was never in your life to advocate for you on the outside. Because if you don't have somebody advocating for you on the outside, talking to your law,
you're not getting out.
Nothing's moving. It's hard to get on the phone with anybody in jail.
We eating ramen, dog.
Yeah. Put some money on my books.
Come on, man. So that was it. That 6 months, you was like, nah, this ain't it. So what happened after that? That 6 months? How'd that, like, what was the process for you getting clean, meeting Kenny and them? Where did you go? Like, what was the process like?
Okay, so I went to treatment 3 or 4 times, 4 or 5 times. Once in not his place or Hosanna home. It was I can't even remember the name. Faith-based program, and I left every time. Hitchhiked back, whatever.
Yeah.
Literally, don't know how I made it through that alive. But then, so whenever I sat there for 6 months, I got out and went to a place for women in Tuscaloosa. It's a 28-day program. 28 days was far better. I could grasp it better.
Sure, yeah, I get it.
I could grasp it better up here. I'd already been in jail for 6 months.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
Yeah, and I did all the classes and everything. And then as soon as I got out, color code, community corrections. I also had to do family life in Fort Payne. I don't know if you've heard about that.
It's right over there by Surge, ain't it?
Close. Yeah, it's drug counseling is what it is. So on top of all of those other programs, I was having to go to family life and then do 90 meetings in 90 days.
Good God.
So all of that combined, it was stressful as hell, but I think I needed it. I mean, I think that's what, you don't want to do this shit again.
Yeah.
You don't want to do this shit again. Do what you got to do. Get out. So, hell, I'm still paying for that shit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask, now I do know you took some stuff. Now, some people, I definitely feel bad for. Some people don't.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Yeah.
Like, is some of the money that you're having to pay back, is it going to them?
Restitution.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's understandable.
Yeah, I've almost, I've got.
Volume down, please, Mama.
I've got everything in Marshall County paid back. I have $800. I think I started with like $7,000 in DeKalb. Yeah. So I've got down to $800 there. And Jackson County, it's a work in progress.
And you can loan me some money when you get finished up, man. Yeah. You'll have all that extra.
I'll be paying on that for the rest of my life, I feel like.
again, like we were saying earlier, now if you're paying people back for things that happen, I don't hate that at all. I don't even hate. Okay, great, that should happen.
Yeah.
I don't think the city and state should be getting all this crazy extra money to pad their pockets and drive nicer vehicles
Oh no.
and put food lines that aren't needed into DeKalb County. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't think that's paying for the food line, but who knows?
Whoever.
So how'd you meet Hartline, Kevin Hartline? I think he's a good guy. How'd you meet him? And did he know about all this when y'all met?
Oh yeah. Holden worked there for them for a little bit and kind of messed up and whatever. They let him go. And originally, I feel like I reached out to him to like be mean to him for being mean to Holden. You know?
Yeah, I can see that. You piece of shit.
But then
You're awfully cute though.
we worked it out. We actually went on a date, and then
Who asked who?
I think he asked me. I'm not really sure.
So
That
you
was a while
messaged
back.
him was rude.
Yeah.
You were like, piece of shit. Holden was smoking on the job, and he didn't come for a couple of days. You fired him.
Yeah, and then he definitely got a girl crush. I was living with my granny at the time, doing the recovery thing.
Yeah.
He tried to bring me cupcakes and just sweet as hell. And I totally was like, nah. And then my dumb ass went and got married to a dick bag.
I don't like that. I never liked that. But like, it's your life. But like, I was never happy. Like, I knew when y'all were kind of dating and hanging out. And then like, I knew when y'all weren't. And I was just like sick to myself. Like, what are you
even doing?
I can't
Hannah?
tell her, but whatever.
You should have.
Well, I mean, I'm not
My
your
God.
boss. I'm not your, I can't believe I busted that.
Yeah, but I respect what you have to say,
Well, and just stay married to Kevin forever. He's good people.
Yeah,
But
he
I
is.
just knew I was like we weren't like best buddies yet. Like I got to see you around a little bit with Kevin and stuff at shows and stuff. Like we had been friends forever, but like I just wasn't seeing you, know.
Yeah.
And like I remember when it happened, I told Vicky, I was just like, no. She was like, yeah, man. And I was like, nah, ain't no way.
Stupid.
And like Kevin's just as nice as they come. He works.
He's very genuine too.
I think he is. He's never said a bad word.
His
to me, man.
integrity is like he's the same person at home that he is everywhere else.
I'm trying not to be, because like I get so angry at my kids,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, dude, can you fucking stop? Can you stop
Don't
right
be
now?
mean to them babies.
No, but like you got to hear me first. We're gonna elaborate. So like I can't. I don't. Again, I've stopped whooping them. I've stopped
Yeah.
because like one day I whooped him. I got a little mad. I got a little out of line, and I just said I'm not even gonna let that be a possibility. I'm not whooping you.
Yeah.
Unless Vicky tells me, hey, whoop their butt, then I'll pop them or something. But
Get their attention.
they're my kids.
Yeah.
So they'll push me. I know, and they know.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna make you mad as hell.
Oh yeah.
And they're good at it. They do the same thing because I'm like, hey man, can y'all
They
please
got a lot
not?
of you in them.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, can y'all please not do that? Because like I know your mama asked you nice not to. So just don't, because I really don't want to ground you or do anything bad. And they'll look at me and they'll go, oh yeah, and I'll say yeah, and they'll go, fuck you, Dad.
Yeah, they.
And I'm like, whoa. What do you mean, dog? And they're like, eat shit, Daddy. Eat shit, Daddy.
They just don't care.
No, they keep going, and then like so, we're trying to figure it out. I don't ever want to whoop again in my life,
It
but
hurt your heart.
yeah. And then like I don't want them to be afraid of me. I want them to be like, that's my daddy.
Yeah.
And then earlier today though, we was at a trade day. We bought a goat and stuff, and so I said, as plain as we're sitting here, hey man, please stand right here so we can get this thing on this goat. Stand here so you're not stepping on my stuff, okay? And they went, all right, man. 2 seconds. They stepping everywhere, stepping over stuff, man. I love being a dad. I really, really do. How stoked were you and Kevin when y'all found out y'all were going to be parents?
I was stoked.
Yeah?
He was a little nervous. He's older than me.
Yeah.
So, but, it took a minute. There was an adjustment period. I was excited the whole time, but the adjustment period for him. But as soon as he settled in, he was like, "Oh yeah, it's a girl. Her name's Luna. It's cool."
Heck yeah. I told Vicky to get an abortion every time. I didn't tell her to. I was just freaked out.
Yeah.
I was like worried I wasn't going to be the best dad in the world. And
Yeah.
I'd ask her, I'd say, hey, do you think maybe you should get an abortion? And because
She
like
wanna punch you in the face.
nah, she mom wasn't around forever. Like when y'all saw me around mom, that was about the only times in my life that I was around mom was when y'all saw me around her.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a regular thing.
Hmm.
My dad, I love my dad, but he dates like, man, I love him, but he's just got the worst habit in the world of dating losers.
Yeah.
And like, they're not even pretty. Like if they were pretty, I can write it off.
Your dad is a cool guy. He shouldn't date losers.
I know. And I try to tell him.
Don't date losers.
Well, you look at this one.
Don't date losers.
She's trying to help. She's trying to help you. And but like so. Well, I was kind of moved around a lot. I wasn't really taught how to be like the best parent, and I know they try to get it. Man, it's so hard. It's hard. And
I think that's probably what makes you a good parent, though.
nah, I'm not a good parent. I try.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be better, but I mean, they're still like I flirt, you know, and that's not a good parent because like, what are you doing? What do you mean? Your wife's gonna leave you, you know? Stop. And that's not a good parent because you're breaking up your home. But I think sin's so real and just so easy to do.
Oh, yeah.
So easy. It's not even hard. And people try to make it seem like drugs are bad, and yeah, they are. Or people try to make it seem like homosexuality is bad, and yeah, it is. But
so is cheating on your wife.
yeah, we should make that just as bad. That should be just as bad.
So is eating too much damn food.
So is getting drunk until you black out, pee on
Yeah.
yourself. That's bad.
Yeah.
Like we sit there and I'm guilty of it. I'll make a like a crackhead joke here and there, and I shouldn't. I really shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because as far as the shows have went, there's people at his place that have dealt with drugs like that, and every single show we ever had, they came and put that cage up. Why are you making fun of them? Oh, I'm not making fun of them. I'm just making a joke.
Yeah.
Making a joke. As somewhere in comedy and stuff, I don't think it's. I don't know. It's there's got to be like some leeway, but I don't. I think it needs to be tongue in cheek. I don't think you should be rude, and I don't think people should be getting judged as harshly as they do. Because we all sleeping. Bible says, "Judge not."
Yeah. Unless you.
Yeah.
What does it say? Judge
Lest
not.
you be judged,
Yeah.
man, with the same. Like, oh no, so you
Do
better
not
not.
cast that stone.
No, man. So I'm just trying to, and I understand. All these things are wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and I can preach to people, and I'll pray for people, and I am going to be preaching some this year. I got to. There's plenty of things I got to do. I'm teaching my brother how to pray right now, and I've just like started praying like this year, you know. So like,
Praying's not a big deal.
no, but
It's
like,
just a conversation
yeah,
with God.
yeah. And I didn't know like really how to break it down. And then like his mom's about gonna pass or in the process of fighting cancer and stuff. And I told him one day, I said, well, look, I said, find somewhere and pray. I
Yeah.
said, tell God you want her to miraculously get better. And I said, I'm not guaranteeing it's gonna happen. I said, but it wouldn't be the craziest thing
He's
that's
a
ever
big
happened.
God.
I said, so do it. I said,
Yeah.
and then right after that, I messaged Skinny. She wasn't very nice to me growing up. His mama wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
It was bad stepmom experience. And for a long time, I did want her to get sick and die. I wasn't praying for her to get sick and die. I was just like, I can't wait to watch her just suffer and be sad and dead. And then, but me and my brother are close, man. And
That's his mama.
the minute he told me that she had cancer and stuff and he was dealing with it, I was like, nah, I'm gonna pray to God, man.
Yeah.
So I do. I'm like, not as much as I should, but I am praying to God. Like, man,
Yeah.
let her get better tomorrow.
Yeah.
I reached out to Kenny. Zach don't know it, but if he sees this, he's gonna know. But Kenny's gonna come lay some hands on her.
That's awesome.
Zach's he's recently started praying. He's working on it, and he's praying over her. And I told him, I said, might not work. I said, this might be part of your journey. You might have to make sure she gets that other side, and then you have to live good if you want to see her again.
Right.
We don't know.
Yeah.
I said, but it wouldn't be the craziest thing that's ever happened. So,
Consistency is definitely key as
Yeah.
far as that's concerned.
and I want her to get better tomorrow. I want whenever Kenny comes up, I want him to put a hand on her and her eyes roll back in her head, and like an angel come down, and we see it, and it like snatch her up, and she's like, ah, and then she's just better. And we're all like, that is not
Wow.
what we expected.
Yeah.
Can you do that again? We're gonna get our cameras. They're like, nah, that's not that.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool for me. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
What's Kevin? What's it like living with Kevin? What's he like at the house?
He is.
And what would he say about you at the house?
He would say, I'm a good daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. We balance each other out pretty well. I'm very thankful for him because he works and lets me raise my baby. I don't trust nobody with my baby.
Not at all.
I mean, I might trust you and Vicky.
You don't know what everybody else is doing.
I'll leave her with Granny for like 20 minutes.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. But Kevin's great. He'll cook, he'll clean, he does his part for sure. Usually anything I want or need, it's
Well, don't say it so loud. Vicky's gonna leave my ass.
no, she's not. She loves you.
She does love me. Why does she love me? You think?
I don't know, because you're funny,
I try, man.
because you're a ginger,
Yeah, I'm fat right now.
because you love them babies.
I do love them babies.
You
They're
let her
cool,
stay
man.
home and raise them.
I don't let her. I just really don't want her going out and getting a job so she can like talk to people and
So what
Like-
you're saying is you're isolating her.
Yes, and I've got her. So what I did was I impregnated her on purpose.
Oh yeah. It
'Cause
was
I
all
went-
planned.
It was a trap. she can't get away. I mean, she can, but like, I'm still gonna drop by her. If she leaves me, I'm still gonna drop by her house, and when husband's at work, and I'm gonna do whatever I want to do and talk to my babies, talk to her, and then so now she's trapped.
Yeah, she's not going anywhere.
Yeah, you hear that, Vicky? You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. No, you won't. You say this. You say that's why I can't.
She's got to keep you in line.
No, really, she could leave me. I'm aware of how pretty she is. Did I tell you about how we like ended up getting together? Or no. So she came up from she was married before. I shouldn't have flirted with her, but I did. We was playing trivia crack.
Yeah.
And I noticed that she was pretty. No. So the first time I met him, remember Rick Trailer?
Yeah.
How's he now? He's like rough, right?
Yeah, I think he's
I ain't
out
seen him
there.
in years and years. I think he's in jail. I don't know. I hope he's all right. He had a rough upbringing. And that's
that
another
reminds
thing.
me of that trip down the cove. Anyways.
Yeah, that's another thing that gets people tore up is the upbringing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like his
Yeah,
daddy
he had
was
a
like,
damn rough
yeah,
one.
his daddy was like beating him. I don't know where his mama was. He had it rough, and
Yeah.
so he's gonna go do dope to not be who he is.
Yeah.
But so a long time ago we went over to Rick's, me and Cole Howell and maybe Trevor, but I don't think Trevor was around yet.
Like Kane or somebody.
Yeah, because Kane and them was over there. Went over to Rick's dad's trailer. You remember the trailer?
Oh yeah.
All right. So we pull up in there, and on the way to there, we had got this guy to buy us a handle, like black velvet or something cheap ass liquor.
Yeah. We got $15, dude.
What? You can get you a 6-pack and get us a bottle, and that's what started it. Like if I catch a 20-year-old, 18, anyone that's old enough to buy alcohol, buy my kids alcohol, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, me too.
I'm probably gonna shoot your ass. This ain't a tough thing. This is
Ain't it
like, hey
crazy
man,
that we're saying that because we were like two of the wildest people I know,
Yeah,
and then
well,
here.
and we were like, they're losers if they don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with being a loser.
Yeah.
And so
Gross.
yeah, it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
And if someone ever gives my kids drugs or anything,
They're dead.
that's a dead body.
Yeah.
Like, man, my bad, dog. And I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know gun was loaded, like Alec Baldwin. I thought it was blanks.
Yeah. Right.
And so we're, where Frankie's is?
Yeah.
That drive behind it, the little back road behind it.
Yeah.
So we start heading through there, and cop gets behind us.
Mhm.
We pull off in the woods like we're doing woodwork, in the
Yeah.
hay. Well, we hide this ball of liquor under this hay. We head to the place because we don't want the cops chasing us all the way. So we head to the place in case we get pulled over. We head to the place. We head over there to Rick and them's. Vicky's there with her husband, Kira's dad. And we're talking to them. And he actually, it's a long time ago. It's 20 years. We gave him like $20 one time, not this time, but for a 20 bag of weed. He gave us stems of seeds.
Oh no.
It's $20 worth, but that's all we got. And we was just like,
Motherfucker.
that's one time he got me.
Yeah.
So we go to Rick and them's house and we're talking to them. I seen Vicky, she had braces at the time. She's still pretty. It's just, like kind of how it was at the time, hey, she's with a dude already. I'm not going to talk to her,
Yeah.
I'm going to move on, keep working. And we just more said hey and stuff. So we get talking to them like, where y'all been? We was like, oh, we did all this and this. And they said, well, we got talking about it. We told them the story about the cops getting behind us.
Yeah.
And we told them where we hid the liquor and stuff. And everybody knows where Frankie's is. And so we told them. And then there's like, man, we got to go. Didn't think nothing about it. Nothing about it.
And they went and got your shit.
Yeah, so they leave there. And they leave there. And me and him get along great now, by the way. We co-parent amazingly.
That's awesome.
He's a great
Proud
guy.
of you for that.
Yeah. It's just a good story. So they leave. We leave. We go back to get our liquor. Is our liquor there?
No.
No, Hannah. They went to where our liquor was and took it. And she's in there. She knows, right?
She grins.
And they took it. And for the longest time, she tried to say, no, that wasn't us. That wasn't us. And then finally one day she goes, yeah, I kind of remember that. I'm like, yeah, no, I know. Because like no one else knew where that liquor was. Piece of shit. So I tell all the time I'm kidding when I say it, but he took my liquor. I took his.
Oh shit.
But I'm kidding.
Yeah. All fun and games.
Yeah, I made sure that he knew, and his grandparents knew when we and her got together, and it was even going to be a possibility of a thing.
Yeah.
I said, y'all see that baby whenever y'all want. This ain't no. I've had bad upbringings. I've had bad step parents. I'm not that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whoop her some if she's a little turd. I'm gonna get on to her. And if like she can't come over, if she's like grounded, she's trying to get on. No.
Yeah.
But let's any holiday, any weekend, just tell us. Hey,
Hit
can
us
we get
up.
the kid? Go.
Yeah.
We don't want them here anyway.
Y'all don't even want custody of these hookers. do you?
No. We just gotta keep them. Vicky, I gotta buy a new microphone. If you hear that, you hear it's all crazy, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's not great. That's shit radio. But yours is just like, hey y'all, I'm Hannah Pate. But see, it's picking. Yours is picking up me,
Yeah, it is.
and I'm having to get right up on mine.
This is good.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not even close to it.
No, it's cool, man. And I'll just get another one. Best case scenario, it's the cord, but we sound fine. Now y'all say dawdle all the time. What is that?
There's this guy that have you ever been around Kevin where he like says a word and then he has ADHD or something. He'll get fixated on a word, dawdle, 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 dawdle. Anyways, there's this guy that was working for him, really slow, you know, not on top of his game. And Kevin's a go-getter, so it really bothers him when somebody's not on top of their game. So he'd be like, "You're such a dawdle, dawdle, blah, blah." He'd call him a dawdle, dawdle. And he just got fixated on that word. So it just stuck. Like, we call each other dawdle.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
What a cool pet name, huh?
It's cute. I like it. I call Vicky ass. Hey,
That's
ass.
Nice.
How many times did Miss Vaughn get me paddled in school? How many times she gets you paddled in school?
I don't know if she ever got me paddled.
You should have.
She might have got me an in-school suspension a few times.
She deserved half mine. Half of them.
Luna wants to say hey.
Say hey, yeah. And now she loves me so much.
Say hey.
She did help raise me. She did get me whoopings when I deserved. Now, I will tell you a true story. And this is when I knew that she really was so for the longest time, I thought she was just getting me whooped because she was mean.
Yeah.
You weren't mean. I know what you were doing. I was being a little shit. And no one was holding me accountable for it. But this is when I knew that she was I knew she was meant everything good. So
but you do realize, let's go ahead and admit you did torment her.
No. I just said, hey, I'm gonna take your daughter to prom, your granddaughter to prom.
You told her you was gonna take her to prom.
Oh, I told her that too. I remember, and she wasn't having that. We was in school one day. This was after boot camp, and we're almost done. And you sound good on there. And I was in the office and I got called to the office, which was normal. So everybody's like, oh, and I was talking to this girl at the time. Don't even remember who it is. It's 10 years, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I get called to the office and blah, blah, blah. And they call me in there. She's in there. And she says, Sam, get your stuff. And I was like, well, why? She goes, I don't worry about it. Just get your stuff. It's all going to be okay. And I went, I just want to stay in class. I'm going to go back to class.
Right.
I went back to class, sat down. I get called up there again. And she said, get your stuff together. You're checking out. And I was like, well, I don't want to check out. I just want to stay at school. And I go out there, and my aunt's out there. And I seen her. And on my way out the door again, she goes, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I went, what are you being nice to me for?
This is weird.
Yeah, what's going on? So I walk outside of the car, and I'm talking to my aunt. I'm like, look, man, I really don't ever want to stay at school, but today I do. So let me stay at school and leave me alone. And she said, no, your mama sent me to get you. Kept on. And then all of a sudden it hit me. I said, oh. I said, well, who died? And I knew someone had died. Mom wasn't there. Dad wasn't there.
Teresa was there to get you.
Yeah, she never checked us out before that. That's the only time in my life she ever checked me out.
Yeah.
And I went, who died? Now, I was very close to this brick house right here is my great-grandparents' house.
Yeah.
I was raised there. Dad was in the military from the time I was about 1, and I live here today.
Yeah.
That lady, if you walk into my house, all these pictures and stuff, the clock would be a picture of me.
Yeah.
And all the other pictures around it would be a picture of me.
Sam.
Yes, I was perfect to her, and she thought I was just the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I could do no wrong in her eyes.
Yeah.
And my Aunt Teresa said, and everybody knew how close I was to my grandma, and I assume they probably told her. She just knew. Because you can tell when people are raised by their grandparents. And my Aunt Teresa said, no, your mom wants to tell me, or wants to tell you. I said, no, you tell me who died or I'm not going. I said, I'll go back in there. I'll run. I said, leave me alone. I said, tell me who died.
Yeah.
And she told me it was my grandma Josie.
Yeah.
And man, I started beating the hell out of that car. I was crying. Man, I was just tore up as could be, man. But it was that day when I knew she loved me too.
Yeah.
And she don't like to say it, but she loves me too. And that's when I really knew, because it ate at me, because like she was so proud of me. You're right. You preach to him. And she had never seen me do anything to realistically be proud of. She didn't get to see the shows happen, and the shows were a big deal.
Yeah.
She didn't get to see me have babies, and that's a huge deal.
Yeah, it is.
She didn't get to see me, pray over people a little bit, and that's a really big deal. And I hated that she was so proud of me, and like she had cancer and stuff and died, and she had never really got to see anything cool from me.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget that story. I tell that story pretty regular. What? So, what's it like being a mom, man?
I love it.
What's that like?
This is my. I don't know what I would do without her.
Yeah.
It's different. Like,
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be good at it, but
Oh, you're great at it.
yeah, this is what I was made for. I feel like.
Probably your calling, yeah.
Yeah, I feel
All
like
right.
it's
So, do you do bottle milk or breast milk?
breastfeeding all the way.
Okay, and that saves money
Straight tit.
and time and stress. It's just straight titty fed
It's
baby,
way
man.
better for them too.
Yeah, it really
Fed
is.
best.
Say
But
again.
Fed is best, but breastfeeding, yeah, I think that's
What do
the
you
way
mean
to go.
fed is best?
Some people can't breastfeed, so fed is best for the baby.
Just feed the baby.
Feed the baby, but
Feed the baby, yes.
breastfeeding is top tier.
At what point did you go? What was having the baby like? Most people ain't never had babies, man. How crazy was that?
Like the actual labor process.
Oh yeah, the whole thing. So start from when you're pregnant, hit the kind of fat big belly kind of thing, and then let's go having that baby. What was that like?
The first 13 weeks, I was sick, like sick. I vomited more in 13 weeks than I ever did in my whole life, probably. But the pregnancy, I had gestational diabetes, so that was pretty rough because I like to eat. I'm a fatty.
Yeah, same.
So, and being pregnant, you're 10 times hungrier. So, but other than that, good pregnancy, healthy baby. Labor wasn't that bad. I got an epidural. I cheated.
What do you want? Some titty milk?
You want milk?
Oh, milk. Oh, she do.
Well, you have to wait just a minute.
We get just 2 minutes. We'll close it up. We'll let you get fed up.
This is what breastfeeding looks like.
They get addicted.
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah, man. Real quick, we'll do 2 things. If you got anything you could say to somebody that is struggling with addiction of any kind, what would you tell them?
What would I tell them?
What advice would you give them?
As long as there's breath, there's hope. If you want to change, there's a way out for sure. You just have to want it and seek it out yourself, because somebody seeks it out for you. It's not going to mean as much.
Yes, ma'am. And then 5 years from now, where you at? Where y'all doing?
5 years.
5 years from now, where you at? What you doing?
5 years from right now, where am I at? What am I doing? We're going to hit the road.
Where y'all going?
Out west.
Heck yeah. Well, Hannah, I'm going to let you off here. That baby's ready to eat. I love you so much, and I really am incredibly proud of you. I know she is, too. I know your mom is. I know a lot of people are. A lot of people don't tell you that. It's crazy watching how it goes. A buddy of mine told me one time, he says, things are waves, man. And I've seen you high, I've seen you real low, and I've seen you trending up, man.
Yeah.
So let's keep trending up together. And anybody that hops off when we're trending low, they can eat trash.
Yeah,
I'm proud
I
of
don't
you,
want them
buddy.
here just when I'm winning.
No, we try and get big. I love you, buddy. I'm proud of you. Thank you for coming.
Love you too.
What are you hungry for?